I thought I would do more of a chatty get ready with me this morning. I have finished the teaching of my master's course and I've handed all my assignments in, so the only thing left to do is my thesis. And I have quite a few things planned over the summer. So I obviously don't finish my course till September, and it is coming up to the start of June. Okay, we're starting off with the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. I recently bought a load of new makeup because the ones I had was just so out of date. They were just not good quality. So I invested in some new bits of makeup, and I have a wedding, which one of the things actually, let's go from the beginning. Let's go in logical order. One of the things I have planned is I'm actually going home. Today's Saturday. I'm going home Monday because my cousin is getting married next weekend, and I'm looking down here because this is where my mirror is. But my cousin is getting married, so we are going away for a week. We're doing the wedding weekend where she's getting married, and then we're going to a lodge for about 5 days afterwards. It's just me and my parents who are going to that. Obviously my brother and his girlfriend are also coming to the wedding, and they're staying there with us because we've again booked a lodge because we're taking the dog with us. And then when the wedding weekend is over on the Monday, we are going to head to a lodge in the Yorkshire Dales and have a nice little couple days away. There's a spa, so I think my mum's actually booked us a spa treatment, which will be nice. I've never been a spa kind of person. I think it's a bit too, I don't like to just sit there. I get bored, but we'll soon see. She wanted to do it, so I was like, I'll come along. And then I come back for 2 days and I go off to Mallorca with a friend for another 5 days. I'm just using the Hourglass hydrating skin tint next. So this was a really last minute book, but we've been wanting to go away for months. We just haven't booked anything. Nothing's been right. But we found this all-inclusive deal in Mallorca, and we were like, let's just do it. So we've booked that. We're flying from Stansted, which I have never flown from Stansted before because it's not, I live in the north of the north. Like, London is not our go-to airport. Our go-to is Manchester. The girl I'm going with lives near London anyway, and I was going to meet her at King's Cross, but we actually decided it was easier to just meet at the airport, so gotta make my way there myself, but that's fine, I'll figure it out. And then after that I come back for 2 weeks, and then I'm going down to London because me and my friends booked Billie Eilish concert tickets about a year ago now. So we're going to see her, and we're staying overnight because trains back from London just to where I live is just not, they don't exist, quite frankly, past a certain time. So we're staying down there, and then instead of coming back, I'm actually getting the Eurostar to Paris for another couple of days. And we're spending about, I want to say 4 or 5 nights in Paris. I'm going to get the Eurostar over from London because it makes the most sense and it's the most environmentally friendly. And I've been to Paris before, but only like when I was really, really young. So I'm excited to go and just have a wander around, explore the city. So we've booked an apartment there, which will be really nice. I think it's fairly central, so should be easy to get about. I mean, Paris is well linked, so I think we'll be fine. I'm using the Ilia blush in the shade Dreamer. It's like a stick. I really love this stuff actually. I used to be really against cream blushes and cream products in general actually, and ever since I tried the Charlotte Tilbury highlight wand, I'm a changed woman. Takes me to pretty much the end of July. Within these times, I have to obviously write my thesis. I'm using the Hollywood Beauty Wand Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. I've seen so many people rave about this online, and I have to say it's worth the hype. So yeah, that takes me to end of July, and then I have to conduct and write my thesis whilst I'm out and about and in between. There are like weeks in between, and I have plenty of time. It's just making sure I don't like forget about it and get carried away and be like, oh, I've got plenty of time, and then all of a sudden I don't, you know. From July onwards, I have 2 festivals. I've got Kendal Calling, which is actually not based in Kendal, it's based in Penrith. I'm going there with my friends. We're camping for the weekend. I've never camped at a festival. It's really not a thing I would do, except I am doing it, and I think I'm going to regret it. But worst comes to worst, I don't live that far away from Penrith that I can't go home and drive back if it's really awful. It's probably going to be only a little bit miserable if the weather's awful. With it being in the Lake District, there's a very high chance of that happening. But we can only give it a go. And then that is the first weekend of August. I think it's a bank holiday. And then the last weekend of August, which again might be another bank holiday, I have Leeds Festival. We're only going for the day because Chapel Roan is playing. So we're going to see Chapel Roan, and I'm so excited. I think I'm more excited for Leeds than I am for Kendal Calling, but because Kendal Calling is such a festival that's like everyone where I live has been, it's kind of an experience you have to have. I'm like, I need to go. I've just realised I completely missed a step. I forgot to put this, I think it's a correcting cream from Charlotte Tilbury. I forgot to put it under my eyes, so I'm just going to do it now. I was never a kid who did makeup loads. And my mum isn't really someone like that either. So I think I just never picked up on how to do it. But what happened is me and my mum were actually in Manchester, and we've got this wedding, and I was like, I might just invest in some new makeup because we've got a few things coming up. I've got a few holidays, a few festivals, a few events. I was like, maybe I'll just have a look. And I think we're in Selfridges, and the woman was like, do you want me to just like give you do your makeup and you can see what you like and whatnot? And I was a bit hesitant at first because I was like, are they going to try and upsell things? And she was like, at the end of the day, you get what you pay for. And so I was like, okay, just like do it, there's no commitment. I came out with a whole bag full of stuff, and best decision I think I've ever made. I also prep my skin with all of the quarterly skincare. If that's something you're interested in seeing, I can do something on that. I can include that in a video. But the quarterly Beauty Elixir Smooth and Glowing Complexion Mist, I got the mini one because I didn't know if I was going to like it. I set my makeup with this, and I haven't had any issues so far. Do I breathe it in every time? Yes, I do. I will sometimes put mascara on, but I kind of don't feel like doing that today. So I'm just going to curl my lashes. And the last thing I do is I put this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick on. It's called In Love with Olivia. And that is the extent of my makeup routine. This lipstick is also refillable, which is why I bought it. When I was looking at all this makeup, I said to the woman who was showing us around, she was brilliant, and I was like, I would really like for it to be vegan and cruelty free. Usually if it's vegan, it's cruelty free. But I was like, that's just something that is like non-negotiable. I don't want to be putting something on my face that doesn't align with my ethics. That just seems silly. All of the Charlotte Tilbury and Hourglass stuff is cruelty-free and vegan, and actually so is the Ilia blush. Every place, like little stand, I guess in Selfridges they have like stands. I was like, are you vegan, cruelty-free? They were probably like, what is this woman on? But that's just what I wanted. Anyways, another dimension of that was this lipstick is refillable, so all you have to do is buy the refills and you can keep the packaging. Genius. Like, how many of these get thrown away every year? I bet it's millions. For what reason? Like, does anyone break the packaging? I've never broken the... Watch me say this and break it, but I've never known anyone who, like, they've got rid of a lipstick because the packaging has broken. It's always because either the lipstick's gone out of date or they don't like the colour. I need to figure out what's happening with my hair, but that is the extent of my makeup routine. The rest of this vlog, I think, is going to be a packing video, since I am packing to go away in 2 days. This could potentially be the worst camera angle that's ever existed, but there aren't really many options because this side of the room is just wall, so you have to be there. This is the case that I have to fit 2 weeks worth of clothes in. There's not really much I can do about that. It has to fit in there. It's the only suitcase I've got. We're starting off with bottoms because those are the ones that I know I want to take. I've already figured out. The tops, I haven't got a clue, but that's an issue for in a bit. Okay, so to start off with, we have just a like gingham skirt. This is more for like evenings or if we're doing something a bit more fancy in the day. Along the same lines, I've got just a white maxi skirt. I'm also taking my Tom's Trunks flipping linen trousers, which like fold at the waist. These are mainly for travelling to the lodge because it's about a 4-hour trip. So I want to be comfy. I don't want to be sat in the car for 4 hours with jeans on. Also, more of a summer vibe. I'm clearly manifesting that the sun's going to be out. I've got my jorts, which are from Vinted, but they were originally Pull and Bear. And then I've just got 2 pairs of jeans. I've got this kind of like washed green pair. This is already stacking up. And I've also got these Levi's like darker pair for more of like evening, like jeans and a nice top situation. Okay, I think I picked out some tops. So first thing is this little waistcoat from Destiny's Child. It goes under this t-shirt that I'm wearing at the minute, so I'm going to take this home and wash it at home. Next thing is just a little white top. This goes quite well with the gingham skirt because it's the same kind of creamy white colour. I'm also just going to throw in this red little tank top. Again, just throwing in a little white vest. Goes with anything. Kind of the same for this like sheer, not sheer. It's the only way I can describe it is like a rash vest, if you know what that is. One of them. A all-stars top from, I think this is from Superdry. This stripy top. I love a stripy top. This is actually from Destiny's Child as well. It's still got the tag on because I haven't worn it yet. But it's like a little blousey situation, I guess. And then the final thing I've picked out, which I've realised I do need to grab a little like bralette for underneath, is this kind of, it's not really cropped, but it kind of is, with a flared sleeve. It's the next day. I have packed my clothes. I've made a few adjustments to what I did yesterday, but it's pretty much all the same. I did actually buy 2 tops today, so I'll show you those. Okay, so the first one is, they're both from M&S, but this one is just a little red bandeau top, and I love the fact that it reaches the top of a jean. I don't mind cropped things. I like when there's the teeniest bit of gap, or longer, if you know what I mean. So this was a perfect length. The colour red I think is potentially my favourite colour to wear, and it was only £6.50. And then the other thing I got was, this was £30, so it was a little bit more expensive, but I have been in love with gingham for so long, and I saw this little like cute, it's almost got like a corset shape to the bottom. I don't know if you can tell, but I bought that. It was really cute.